Hey guys, my name is Matthew. I can't even say my name. Hey guys, welcome back to Total Fitness Podcast. My name is Matthew, and thank you so much for joining me for the Friday rant. And to continue off on what I was talking about 2 weeks ago, which was the inaction versus action, and kind of now that the gyms are opening, you kind of have to take more action, but you can't be too aggressive. And obviously, doing nothing is not going to be helpful for anybody, including and especially yourself. Today, I am talking about comparisons. So, the positive and negative comparison. I think this is a great topic to talk about right now, mainly because a lot of people have been in the gym because, stage 3 had opened for them, or, in Britain they were open this past weekend, but in the States they were open like a month ago, and then in Calgary and Vancouver they were open in the month ago. So I'm just talking about when you open up on social media and you see comparison, you see people working out and you compare yourself to them, or you compare yourself to what they are doing. I'm just going to use fitness as an example today. It's not exactly what I'm trying to encompass with this conversation. I'm talking about everything, comparing yourself in terms of wealth, in terms of friendships, families, relationships, all that sort of stuff. I just want to focus on the fitness today. So, positive and negative of comparison. Why could there be positives in comparing yourself to somebody? You hear all the time, and actually an Instagrammer that I follow and I'm friends with, Dion, who is Calm Fitness, he actually did a great quick video on this, and he said that comparison is the thief of joy. And to an extent, that is true. I mean, if you compare yourself to other people, you're really just stealing away your happiness and putting yourself down. Because at some point, you're going to get that subconscious that's going to tell you, you're not good enough. You should be like A, B, or C. So there's definitely some truth to that. But the positive, and why there could be some positive to comparisons. I think when people hear comparison, they think about the negatives more than the positives when they're comparing apples to apples. If you're looking at a new TV to buy, you're not going to go to TV A and look at the pros, because obviously the pros aren't what you're concerned about. You want to see how the negatives of TV A compare to the negatives of TV B. There's no 1080p. Obviously, you'd rather go with TV B because there's a higher frame rate and resolution. That's what I think typically people think of when they think comparisons. So what I want to talk about in terms of positivity with comparisons is exactly that, positivity. When you're looking and comparing yourself to all these people on social media, rarely do you ever think, wow, I'm not there and I wish I could be, so I'm going to work my ass off to get there. Obviously, you think that, and some people do, and some people obviously have those thoughts. But in reality, what are the chances of you actually taking action and doing exactly what you're saying you're going to do? So let me break that down a little bit more. You have a positive comparison, you just have a comparison. I open up Instagram and I see Mr. Olympia Chris Bumstead. He is 40 pounds heavier than me. He's 5% body fat leaner than me. And I look at him and I say to myself, wow, I really wish I could be him. I wish I could be him. Never do I say, I won't even say that. Never do I actually say to myself, I will work my ass off to be a better me so I can be better and look better, or beat him in the competition setting, so I can beat him and become Mr. Olympia. Rarely does that thought ever cross our mind. Obviously, it's what we want. We don't want to be A, B, or C. We just want what they have just for ourselves. But I think there's danger in that, because just wanting what somebody else has and wanting it for yourself, there's no positivity that comes from that. There's a lot of negativity that comes from that, and I think that's what people think of when they think of comparisons. So when you get to the point of thinking to yourself, I will be better, I will work harder, I will have what I want, and I'm going to look to them for motivation, that's amazing, because now you're putting everything onto yourself and you're not putting any negativity in terms of the comparison. You're basically just using that comparison as motivation. You look at this person, you're like, wow, they look great. But you know what? I want to be the best I can be, and I'm going to use his leg workout and what he did, but I'll use that as motivation and I'm going to do it my way. Obviously, it's a pretty simple concept to understand, but it's hard to actually put into action. And again, this is what I wanted to relate to last time I did this rant, is that whole action versus inaction. A lot of the time people will get down on themselves because they can't do exactly what celebrity A, B, or C or fitness star A, B, or C does. And because of that, you get discouraged and most of the time people give up. So that is the problem in terms of negative comparisons. So what I want you guys to take away from this whole rant is just use that positive emotion, use that positive comparison, use the motivation that you can take from somebody else and put it to yourself to better yourselves. Don't go into something saying, I want to be like him. I want to look like her. I want to have their wealth or whatever it is you're trying to compare to. Say to yourself, wow, they worked really hard for what they got. I'm going to work just as hard, or if not harder, for what I want to get because it's that important to me. That's the main takeaway for today, guys. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next. I'll be on in 2 weeks, but check out next Friday for Walter's Rants again on Friday. Take care, guys.